everyone, welcome back to the channel Code and Clarity. Databases handle millions of transactions every day, especially in banking and payment apps. But have you ever wondered how databases make sure that your money is safe every single time? The answer lies in asset properties. So in this video, I'll explain atomicity, consistency, isolation and durability using simple language and real-life examples, so even beginners can understand it clearly. And this is also very important in terms of any type of interview point of view, so means placement interview. So please pay attention and listen to the video. Watch the complete video. Now, what are asset properties? Asset stands for atomicity, consistency, isolation and durability. These are a set of rules that every database transaction must follow. Whenever a database performs an operation like transferring money, placing an order, or updating records, asset properties ensure that the data remains safe, reliable, and accurate. Now, the next question which arises is why asset properties matter. Without asset properties, databases could easily get corrupted. You might lose money, see incorrect balances, or face duplicate transactions. Asset ensures transaction safety, correct and consistent data, reliability even during failures. That's why asset is critical for banking systems, financial apps, and payment platforms. Now, what about the real-life scenario? Let's understand asset using a real-life bank transaction example. Suppose you transfer ₹1,000 from account A to account B. This simple action involves two steps. Debit ₹1,000 from account A, credit ₹1,000 to account B. Both steps must be completed correctly, otherwise the transaction should fail. First one of this asset property is atomicity. Atomicity means all or nothing. A transaction should either occur completely or should not happen at all. Partial execution is not allowed. If even one step fails, the entire transaction must be cancelled. Now let's consider an example for atomicity. In our bank example, suppose ₹1,000 is debited from account A, but crediting ₹1,000 to account B fails. In this case, the database will roll back the debit from account A. So, no money is lost. This is atomicity in return. Means if suppose it is debited and it is not credited, the crediting is failed, so the amount will be returned to the account A. Means the operation will not be half or nowhere in the middle. It not be stuck in the middle. It will either occur or not occur. There is only two options, nothing other than that. Now, next is consistency. So, what is consistency? Consistency ensures that the database moves from one valid state to another valid state. All rules, constraints, conditions defined in the database must be maintained before and after the transaction. Okay. It should be consistent. It should move from one valid state to another valid state. That is what is consistency. Let's consider an example for consistency. Before the transaction, suppose the total money in the bank is ₹10,000. After the transaction, the total should still be 10,000. No extra money should be created. No money should disappear. This ensures data accuracy and integrity, which is also known as the consistency. This property is isolation. Isolation means that multiple transactions can run at the same time without affecting each other. Each transaction behaves as if it's the only one running in the system. Okay? Let's consider an example of isolation to make it clear. Suppose two users are transferring money at the same time. Even though both the transactions run simultaneously, each user sees the correct and isolated data, and the transactions don't interfere with one another. Suppose person A is transferring ₹1,000 and person B is transferring ₹2,000. So, the person A will not see amount 2,000 to be getting transferred. He will see 1,000 only. So, each transaction is unique. Completely unique in its own terms, and they don't interfere. These transactions are separate and they run isolatedly, that is simultaneously, but they occurred in an isolated manner. They doesn't interfere with each other. The next one is durability. Durability ensures that once a transaction is successfully committed, it is permanently saved in the database. Even if the system crashes, power fails, or the server restarts, the data is not lost. So durability, what is durability? It ensures that once the transaction is successfully committed, it is permanently saved in the database. That record is saved in the database forever. Let's consider another example for durability. Imagine the transaction is completed successfully and immediately after that the system crashes. Then whenever the system will restart, the transaction will still be saved. So this type of reliability is guaranteed by durability. Okay. So it ensures that even after any kind of system failures, the record of your transaction is completely safe. So these are basically the 4 properties A, C, I, T. Now, let's quickly revise asset summary. A stands for atomicity, all or nothing. C stands for consistency, that is a valid database state. I stands for isolation, that is independent execution, and D stands for durability, that is permanent storage. Together, all these 4 properties make the databases trustworthy. Now, $1 million question, where ACID is used? That's why ACID property are used in banking systems, e-commerce applications, payment gateways, financial softwares, anywhere the data accuracy is critical, ACID is mandatory. Like, say, consider a bank. So there lakhs, crores of transactions are occurring. So there the ACID property is very much important. To maintain the ACID property is very much important. Similarly, in case of our e-commerce websites, in case of the payment gateways, and also in case of any kind of financial software, means anything which deals with money, that there this ACID property is critical. In other cases too it is critical, but in financial cases it is much more critical, I should say. Now consider another pro tip for your interview. Whenever you are asked about ACID properties, always explain them using a bank transaction example. So that example will show clarity, confidence, and also your real world understanding, which is very important in case of interviews. They test your confidence and also your knowledge, not the bookish words. So, if this video helped you understand ACID properties clearly, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Code and Clarity, and comment ACID clear below. See you in my next video.